What are they playing at? Less than 48 hours ago, we had Reform UK representatives on TV saying that Britain is a secular society. What a difference a day makes.
We have
We're
religion
not a
as
secular state.
Yeah.
Well, we are. Really.
No, we're not. We're not.
We are.
We're not.
We don't have
It's a
people
fact. We're not a secular state.
What a difference a day made.
We've had some policy announcements in a centrist newspaper for Reform UK, which I'm going to go through here now. The first thing we want to say is Zaya Youssef has come out and said Reform will protect British culture because a nation cannot, without a culture, is just an economic zone. I think that's a talking point from Restore Britain. Let's continue. We will preserve Britain's Christian heritage, granting listed status to all churches to prohibit any conversion or conversion into places of worship from any other faith. So that's the article, and that is in a centrist newspaper from the Times. So I'm going to read a bit of it now. Reform UK will pledge to restore Britain's Christian heritage by preventing churches from being converted into mosques, enacting mass deportations of illegal migrants, and persuading British expats to return to the country. Zaya Youssef, the party's new Home Affairs spokesperson, said renewing Britain's Christian faith was vital to tackle the crisis of meaning culturally among young people and men in particular. In an interview with The Times, before the first speech on Monday setting out his plans as Home Secretary, he says Christianity was the core to the history and DNA of the country. However, he said that Britain is losing its Christian values because of sheer quantities of people that came to the country in such a short period. Look at the framing from the title as well, even the title from the headline, Reform will restore Britain's Christian heritage, Restore Britain. It's clear that Restore Britain are calling the shots. They're setting the agenda and the narrative, and Reform UK seem to be scrambling around to try to keep up, because they cannot be guaranteed that the right-wing vote is going to them. Then we continue. Yusuf, a practicing Muslim, said, "What we've seen is that a sense of high trust society eroded quite rapidly. Actually, it's no small part because of the vast numbers of people who arrived over such a short period of time from low trust societies." Again, these are Restore Britain talking points that he's making the mainstream, and he's doing that, and he keeps on doing it. And then we continue. Yusuf said Reform would introduce patriotic curriculum in schools, would put Christianity to the heart to give children more things to take pride in again. The first step in a Reform government would take to restore Britain's Christian heritage would be to grant immediate and automatic listed status to all churches across the United Kingdom. This would prevent alterations affecting the historic character, require their upkeep and restrict their change of use. The party would create a new class for churches that would prevent them being converted into places of worship for other religions. At present, the places of worship in England fall under FI class, and changes within this class do not require planning permission. Yusuf said that the move was designed to stop the growing trend of churches being converted into mosques. Reform UK does not have a full list of churches that have been converted into mosques, but at this point at least 40 confirmed conversions have happened in recent years. This is music to my ears. As a Reform voter, Restore Britain member, this is music to my ears. Pragmatically, Reform have a lot of catching up to do, that's what I have to say. Many people on my channel are Reform UK voters and members, and I've got many Restore Britain voters and members as well. This is the point where there's no point in bickering at the moment, in my view. We're shifting the conversation. Restore Britain being on Reform UK's right flank is shifting the conversation ever rightwards. There seems to be an arms race now between the political parties on the right, fighting for votes that they thought they were entitled to. I am a floating voter. Nobody is entitled to my vote. Nobody at all. I'll vote for whoever I want to on the day. I don't have elections for a few years, but this is the point I'm getting at. And then there's other policies that they're coming out with now, like this. Reform UK would impose visa bans on Pakistan, Afghan, Eritrea, Sudan and Syria if those countries refuse to take back illegal migrants. See, there's caveats there. They're not closing the routes, it's just conditional if these countries don't take back their criminals, their worst of the worst. Restore Britain, I've already won up this policy as well. Restore Britain would close off entire visa routes from Pakistan, Afghan, Eritrea, Sudan and Syria. See what I mean by this arms race? It's all to play for. It's all to play for. This is exciting and interesting, as I say, as a voter in the north. And we're going to continue to see this. Now, from what I understand, the policy is light on detail from Reform UK at this time. And they haven't got any substance behind the rhetoric, which is why they're given so much airtime on TV. If there was another political party, for example, that had substance and they had policy behind the rhetoric, they would be a threat to the way that the government does things and the way that the state does things. So think about the gatekeeping that's going to be happening in the legacy media and the legacy newspapers with Restore Britain. Remain vigilant, keep your eyes open, and remember, vote whoever you want to vote for at this point. We've got 3 years until the general election. Obviously the Senate and the Hollywood elections are this year. So, anyway, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.